Listen, there's a type of question that doesn't seek truth. It seeks control. And if you've ever felt that shiver down your spine, that uneasy twist in your gut, when someone asked you something that sounded innocent, but felt off, then this video is for you. Because liars don't just lie with words. They lie with questions. Twisted questions. Loaded questions. Questions designed not to understand, but to manipulate. And once you know what they are, you'll never see the world the same again. Alaric invites you to dive in. Deep, dark, and unfiltered. Because we're about to tear apart the psychological games of manipulators, using the very tools the Stoics used to see through deception and stay unbreakable in a world full of shadows. This is a journey into the red flag questions you absolutely need to know. Are you ready to arm yourself with the shield of Stoic wisdom? Listen, the first question you must be wary of. A classic manipulator's trick. Why are you being so sensitive? This is not a question. It's an accusation in disguise. A carefully wrapped psychological grenade. Here's what the liar really means. I want to cross your boundaries, and I need you to feel ashamed for noticing. Remember what Seneca taught us. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. And that's exactly what this question weaponizes. Your imagination. They want you to question your own reality, to believe you're too emotional, too reactive, too weak. But here's the undeniable truth. Sensitivity is not a flaw. Sensitivity is awareness. A liar's worst enemy is the person who feels too much, because that person notices the cracks before they shatter. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change, for it is the truth I seek." Ask yourself, is this person helping you grow, or are they just trying to make you doubt your senses? Next time someone hits you with, "Why are you so sensitive?" reply calmly, "I'm not being sensitive. I'm being observant. Are you uncomfortable with that?" Watch how fast the mask slips. This isn't about getting angry. It's about refusing to let your emotions be manipulated. The Stoics trained their minds to be impervious to empty words, because they understood truth doesn't need to be defended by attacking your feelings. It stands on its own. Your calm in that moment is your most potent weapon. It shows you are unshaken. It shows you trust your perception. And that, to a liar, is more terrifying than any accusation. So, remember, when they try to make you feel small for your sensitivity, that's when you truly grow large. That's when you realize you are not a victim, but a keen observer. Imagine this scene. Someone looks you directly in the eye with the utmost sincerity and whispers, "You trust me, right?" This question sounds innocent, but behind it, a trap. Alaric wants you to engrave this: anyone who demands trust instead of earning it is already lying to you. A trustworthy person shows you the truth. A liar asks for blind faith. This question is a silent threat. It's asking you to ignore your logic, silence your instincts, and hand them the keys to your kingdom, just because they said so. Think of Epictetus. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Liars ask, "You trust me, right?" To shut down your curiosity, to make you feel guilty for being cautious. Because the more questions you ask, the more their lies crumble. Instead of rushing into blind trust, apply the Stoic principle of apatheia, calm detachment. Don't react. Observe. If someone drops this line on you, slow down, breathe, and say, "Trust is earned through consistency. Are you asking me to ignore my judgment?" A liar won't have an answer. They'll just change the subject or get angry. Let them. This isn't about confrontation. It's about protecting your mind from being hijacked. The Stoics understood that blind trust is a form of mental slavery. Because when you give your trust to an undeserving person, you are giving away your power over your own peace and clarity. Remember, trust is not a gift you hand out lightly. It is a precious asset that must be proven worthy. Your calm in that moment of questioning is a testament to your inner strength. Beware of this classic deflection move. Are you accusing me of something? This is the liar's counterpunch. They frame your curiosity as aggression. They flip the script. You become the villain. And just like that, you're defending yourself instead of exposing them. This question is designed to flip your brain into panic mode. Suddenly, you're backpedaling, explaining, apologizing. For what? For thinking? The first step towards wisdom is knowing when to be silent. But silence doesn't mean surrender. It means choosing your battles with precision. This question deserves neither a yes nor a no. It deserves stillness. When someone throws, "Are you accusing me?" at you, understand what's happening. They're testing your strength. Hold eye contact. Pause for 2 to 3 seconds. Then calmly say, "Should I be?" 9 times out of 10, they'll stutter because liars expect panic, not power. This isn't about attacking. It's about refusing to be drawn into their game. The Stoics taught us to control our judgments. When you are falsely accused, An angry reaction only serves the manipulator's purpose. Instead, your calm demeanor will be the most powerful proof of your truth. Seneca said, "Nothing is so deplorable as to tremble with fear at what is not in your control." When you face this question, they are attempting to unnerve you, to make you lose inner control. Don't let them. Breathe deeply. Stand firm in your truth. You don't need to justify your search for truth. Your silence in that moment will be the most potent answer, a testament to your Stoic self-possession. Because your clarity is a liar's greatest fear. This one is poison wrapped in velvet. Would I ever lie to you? It's not a real question. It's a performance. They want you to imagine them as incapable of deception, like they're above lying, like they're pure, noble, and shocked that you'd even consider doubting them. But think about it. Why would someone ask that unless they already know you're close to discovering something? As the Stoics would say, do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. It hinders your understanding of what is. This question is a misdirection. It invites you to speculate instead of observe. Don't answer the question. Answer with a question of your own. Next time someone looks you in the eye and says, "Would I ever lie to you?" Pause, then calmly respond. That's not the question. The question is, would I know if you did? They won't expect that, because liars operate in fog. And you just flipped on the floodlight. This isn't about getting angry. It's about refusing to let them control your reality. The Stoics taught us to focus on what is within our control, our own truth, and our ability to observe. When you face a liar, they want you to get lost in their game, to doubt yourself. But your calm, your sharp question will be undeniable proof of your clarity. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, when you are offended, the pain is not due to the one who offends, but to your judgment of the thing. Don't let their judgment of their own innocence cloud your ability to see the truth. Your power lies in your ability to see through illusion. So, stay firm, stay clear, and let the truth speak for itself. Listen, this is the liar's final card. A desperate attempt to avoid accountability. Can't we just move on from this? Translation: I don't want to be held accountable. They want you to feel tired of questioning them. They want you to give up. Not because you got clarity, but because you're worn down. The Stoics knew this tactic well. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Liars want you to move on before the truth is uncovered. Because if you stay just a little longer, you'll start connecting the dots. And once that happens, game over. Refuse to be rushed. Truth doesn't have a deadline. Respond with quiet certainty. I'll move on when I understand what happened, not before. They'll hate that, because it means you're anchored in truth, and they can't move you. This isn't about confrontation. It's about maintaining your integrity. The Stoics didn't seek comfort. They sought clarity. They trained their minds to remain sharp in a world built to dull you down, because they knew a brutal truth. A person who sees clearly becomes dangerous. They don't chase validation. They don't beg for loyalty. They don't explain their standards. And they cannot be seduced by false flattery, fake humility, or manipulative innocence. When you face this question, they are trying to emotionally manipulate you into abandoning your search for truth. Don't let them. Your patience is your greatest weapon. Stay firm. Trust your instincts. And remember, the truth always finds its way out. You just need to be patient enough to wait for it. Listen, final warning. Liars don't just lie with words. They lie with feelings. They twist your perception until you can't tell if you're the one losing your mind. They'll make you feel guilty for being smart, ashamed for asking questions, cold for being logical, unreasonable for having standards. They'll spin the narrative until you become the villain in their story, just for noticing the plot holes. But understand this: you are not broken for having boundaries. You are not cruel for asking hard questions. You are not paranoid for wanting the truth. You are not too much for wanting peace that isn't built on lies. You're just awake. And most people hate the awake ones because they can't be controlled. They can't be manipulated. They see through the veil. The Stoics didn't seek comfort. They sought clarity. They trained their minds to remain sharp in a world built to dull you down, because they knew a brutal truth. A person who sees clearly becomes dangerous. They don't chase validation. They don't beg for loyalty. They don't explain their standards. And they cannot be seduced by false flattery, fake humility, or manipulative innocence. So remember these 5 red flag questions. Each one is a chess move designed to blind you. Each one is bait wrapped in sugar. But now you know the game. Now you know the tactics. Now you are the player, not the pawn. And pawns, they get sacrificed. But players, they win. Now, perform this fire drill of truth. Every time someone makes you feel off balance, run a mental drill. Is this person seeking truth or control? Am I being guilted into silence? Would Marcus or Seneca tolerate this kind of question? What happens if I don't answer? Who gets uncomfortable? Would I say this is healthy if I watched it happen to a friend? If the answer stings, trust it. If your gut knots up, don't ignore it. Your instinct isn't broken. It's under attack. Liars prey on those who doubt themselves. Stoics train themselves to never flinch. And now, so can you. Not by fighting with anger, but with awareness. Not by being aggressive, but by being unshakable. And that makes you dangerous. Because when you can sit calmly in front of a liar and see right through them, you've already won. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Alaric will see you in the next one.